Today we're going to take a look at this beautiful animation in Flutter, which was inspired by Eero Kranka, and you can find his Twitter in the description. Also thank you to Shannon Galloway for being the Patreon sponsor of this video. And before we begin, let's talk about NordVPN. NordVPN is a VPN with over 5100 servers in 62 countries, and it is updated weekly. There is no data logging and all data is encrypted, so you can browse the web securely. You can have NordVPN active on up to 6 devices simultaneously, and if you ever get trouble with anything, they also have a 24/7 customer support. If you use the link in the description, you will get a discount of 75% on a 3-year plan, so check it out now in the description. In my app, we're simply going to define the homepage, which is homepage animator, and we're going to create that right now. So instead of writing out everything manually, we will simply write stammy, which will generate this stateful widget with the animation controller. We're simply going to give it the name homepage animator. And as you can see, this have the width of single ticket provider state mixin and have defined all of the animation controllers that we're going to use. So instead of this normal animation controller, we're just going to simply add a duration also. So we are going to set the duration to 2 seconds and then going to set forward in the end of the init state. And then down at the bottom at the build function, we're simply going to return the home page, which will take a property of the controller. And we're simply going to give it our controller. Now at the start of our homepage, we're going to set a required parameter of animation controller. And then in top of the build function, we're actually going to get the size with the media query, so we can have the size of the width and height of the phone we are currently on. So for the first child, we're actually going to use a sized box. And the reason we're going to use a size box is we can have a height of 250, so a stack can be inside this. And this stack is then going to contain the top bar. And that's the reason we're having a height of 250. So for the stack, we're actually going to set a property, and the property is going to be overflow visible, so we can have that circle being overflowing the stack. Now for the first child, which is a top bar, we're going to set the height to 250, so let's create a function. And for the function, we're just going to have the property of height, and then we're just going to return a container with that current height and the double of infinity of width and also a color of blue. This is what it currently looks so far. We have that blue top bar, as you can see, from the top to 250 pixels down. Then we're going to create our circle, which is going to be the size of the widget we're going to pass in. And also we're going to pass in 1, and I will explain this later. So let's create the function for the circle. And it will take the property of size and also animation value, and we're just setting that to a static 1 for now. We're going to return a position with the top pixels of 200, and also the left pixels are going to be the size width, and that's being divided by 2, so we can get to the middle, and then minus 50 pixels as the circle is going to be 100 pixels, we can get the middle to be centered. For the child, we're then going to define our transform, and the transform is going to be alignment of center, so when we're using the transform with the animation values, we're actually going to get it to transform from the middle. It will be a width and height of animation value, which is 1, so it will be the full height and width of the child. And for the child of this transform, we're going to set a container with height and width of 100. So now you can see why we're taking left to minus 50, as that is half of the width of the container. And then for the decoration, we're simply going to make it circular and then getting the blue shade of 700. Now if we scroll up and below the stack, we're going to create a padding with edge insets of 12, so we can get this content being a bit padded. Then for the child, we're going to create a column, and then we're just going to set a size box which will take up 60 pixels of the height at the top. Then we're going to create our 2 widget placeholders, and this can just be text or whatever you prefer. I'm just going to use a container for this. So for the first one, I'm simply setting the width of 28 and then the height of 150. And then we're just going to align these containers to the center left. And the same for the next placeholder, which just has different values. So let's create this function, which takes a height, width, and then an alignment. So now we simply create an align, and we're going to set alignment to the alignment property we passed in. And then for the child, we're actually going to use a container, but you can use a text field or whatever you prefer. We're going to set the height and width to the same properties that we passed in, and then simply set a bit of circular shape and then set in the gray shade. And now if we hot reload, we should see these gray shapes in the app. And now if we go back at the top of the app, we're going to create our homepage animator class, which are going to be a final variable of animation. And we're going to instantiate it right away with the controller that we are passing in by using animation and then setting that to our homepage enter animation. And we're going to create that now, which is the fourth step, and that is a homepage enter animation. First off, we define some variables. The first one is the animation controller. We will just call it controller. Then we'll have some properties, and this is a animation of a double property. And we're going to call that the things that we're going to animate. So the first one will be the bar height. Then we're going to have the avatar size. And then after that, we're also going to have the title opacity and also the text opacity, which is the big box below the title. And then in the constructor, we're simply going to initialize the controller. So now we're going to instantiate our animations. So the first one will be bar height, and we're simply going to set that to a tween, and this tween will be of type double. And with a tween, you can just interpolate between a begin and end value. So let's define the begin value. So for the begin value, we're going to set a 0. And then for the end value, we're going to set the total height of this bar, which is 250. We're then going to call the animate function, and inside this animate function, we're going to pass the curved animation. And this curved animation actually takes a parent and a curve. So for the first property, which is the parent, we're going to have the controller be passed in. And then for the curve, we're actually going to define a new curve. And as we defined the animation to be 2 seconds before, we're then going to create the interval, and this interval will be the reason how we're going to create this staggered animation. So the 0 will just stand for that we're going to start at 0% of the duration gone by, and then we're going to stop at 30% of the duration that has gone by. And now after this, we'll simply define a curve for this animation, and the curve will be a is in animation. Then we're pretty much going to do the same with avatar size, which is a tween of a double. We're going to set the begin and end to 0 and 1. Then we're going to call the animate function. And for the animate, we're going to pass in the curved animation again, which is the same as before. So inside this curved animation, we're simply going to set the parent again as the controller. And then for the curve, we're going to set a interval. And for this interval, we're going to set at this will start at 30% and then end at 60%. And then we're going to set the curve as we did before, but this time we're going to set a curve of elastic out, which will get this springy blob effect. We're simply going to do the same with the rest of the animations. So now we can start using our animation value. So what we'll do is start by cutting the whole of this build function. So we'll start with the column. And we will actually replace this column, and this column will be replaced with a animated builder, so we don't have to use set state all the time for the animation. We're simply going to pass the animation.controller to the animation and then create our builder, which is past the context and child. So let's define our build animation, and this build animation will take a context, child and size, and then we're simply going to paste in everything we had in the build function before in the return statement of this function. So now we can actually use the animation values. So as we can see that everything is working correctly, we can start replacing the values. So let's start with the top bar and set the animation bar height value, which will be the value between 0 and 250 as we defined earlier. And now let's do the same also with the circle and set the animation of avatar size dot value, which is just the between 0 and 1. Then we're actually going to do almost the same with the other widgets. First off, we're just going to wrap them in a opacity, and then we're going to set the animation title opacity dot value, And we're then going to do the same with the other placeholder. Just wrap this in opacity and then set the animation text opacity.value. So now we can see if we would restart the application, we should see the animation take effect. So now we can see that everything is working correctly and our animation is displayed as we wanted to. If you like this video, please let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel, and also checking out my Patreon, which is linked in the description. And also, if you want to, you can also check out NordVPN, which I also have the special offer in the description. And I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!